The applause erupted before I could even finish my sentence. Congratulations to our new Regional Operations Director, Ethan Cole. For a moment, I thought I'd misheard Derek. My smile froze. My pulse jumped. Ethan? The kid who had joined just 4 months ago? The same kid I had been guiding through vendor contracts as if he were learning a new language. Around me, hands clapped, chairs shifted. I pressed my palms together, each clap sharp and hollow. Derek stood at the head of the boardroom, grinning like someone who'd just rewritten history. His voice carried against the frosted windows. Ethan brings fresh energy and vision. He's the future of Summit Tech. The future. My future. That's what he meant. The future I had spent 6 years chasing through 60-hour work weeks, sacrificed weekends, and countless late-night emails that began with, "Quick favor, Avery." Derek wasn't done. His gaze landed on me, and the smile sharpened. Let's thank Avery for preparing Ethan for this moment. My throat tightened, as though a fist had closed around it. 6 years of dedication and flawless performance reduced to a footnote, training material for someone else. The room erupted in another round of applause. I nodded once, my jaw aching from the effort to keep my expression in place. Smile, Avery. Look professional. Swallow it down. That's when my phone buzzed on the glass table. A text from Noah lit up the screen. "Did you get it, Mom?" My chest clenched. I couldn't breathe. Across the table, Ethan looked straight at me and winked. Not a thank you, not a hint of humility, just a playful flick of his eyelid, as if we shared some private joke. Except the joke was me. The boardroom smelled of stale green tea and printer ink, but all I tasted was metal, bitter and cold, like blood in my mouth. I wanted to speak, to say something that would shatter the smug silence between Derek's sentences, but my voice stayed locked deep in my chest. Instead, I clapped harder, louder, because that's what you do when the ground beneath you cracks. You pretend nothing broke. Slowly, the room emptied, the scrape of chairs and soft hum of polite chatter. One by one, people filed out. Handshakes for Ethan, pats on the back, congratulations whispered like hymns. I stayed seated, fingers resting on the edge of a notepad I hadn't written a single word in. "Avery, can you stick around for a moment?" Derek's voice cut through the quiet, smooth as polished steel. I nodded, even as the weight in my stomach sank like stone. Ethan slipped out, grinning in a way that didn't belong to someone who'd earned it. The door clicked shut. Silence. Derek loosened his tie, leaning against the edge of the boardroom table, as if we were about to share a casual drink. "It's nothing personal," he began, tone dripping with manufactured sympathy. "Ethan represents the future. Young blood, fresh ideas. You understand, right? The future." That word again, sharp as glass. I folded my hands in my lap, careful not to let them tremble. "You'll still run day-to-day operations. No one knows the field like you. That's your strength." My strength? As if that were a consolation prize for being gutted in public. Then he leaned closer, lowering his voice. "Think about Noah." My head snapped up. "Excuse me?" "Stability matters for kids," Derek said softly, like offering fatherly advice instead of pressing the blade. "This role keeps things steady for you, for him. Walking away, that would be a risk, wouldn't it?" The air thickened, heavy with unspoken truths. He believed he owned me, that a 15-year-old boy was a leash around my neck. I swallowed hard, my throat raw. "Is that all?" Derek smiled, the kind that never reached his eyes. "Not quite." He straightened, smoothing his tie. "Train Ethan well, and I'll make sure your loyalty is rewarded. Later." Later, a word as empty as every promise before it. I imagined myself laughing, loud and harsh, the kind of laugh that shatters the air. I said nothing. I just stared at the man who'd turned 6 years of trust into a transaction. "You're a professional, Avery. I know you'll do the right thing." I stood slowly, chair legs scraping against the marble floor. My heart pounded so hard I felt it in my fingertips, yet my voice stayed steady. "Sure, Derek, the right thing." I walked out without looking back. My heels tapped against the marble corridor like a ticking clock. Every step, the same thought burned hotter, louder. He thinks I'm trapped. The hallway blurred as I returned to my office, Derek's words echoing like a taunt. "Train him well and I'll make sure your loyalty is rewarded. Later." Later. That word sat like acid in my throat. I sank into my chair, staring at the muted glow of my dashboard. Metrics filled the dashboard in neat, perfect columns. My world for the past 6 years. A world built on promises. Your management material, Avery. The first time Derek said it, his voice was warm, almost paternal. It was July 2017, in that same boardroom, sunlight pouring across the glass table. I remembered the swell of hope, fingers gripping the leather portfolio I brought to the interview. "We reward loyalty here," he had said. "Big growth ahead for the right people." I believed him. God help me, I believed every word. Back then, Noah was just 11, still leaving sticky notes on my laptop that read, "Love you, Mom." I told myself all the late nights were temporary, that the hours I poured into Summit Tech were an investment in both our futures. But those temporary nights stretched into years. I still remember one in particular, the glow of the desk lamp at 10:50 p.m., an empty green tea mug leaving rings on quarterly reports. My phone buzzed, a picture from my sister, Noah grinning on stage in his band uniform, trumpet in hand. I had promised I'd be there. Instead, I was buried in Derek's email titled, "Urgent, need numbers tonight." I typed until my wrists ached, whispering apologies into the empty office as if he could hear me. Another memory hit harder, Noah's 14th birthday. I was standing in a client's lobby 150 miles away when my phone buzzed again, a text from Derek. Patience pays off. It arrived just as my sister sent a video of Noah blowing out candles without me there. Perfect timing, like a cruel joke. And so I stayed patient, late, loyal. I swallowed disappointment every time Derek said, "Not yet, but soon." Now, under the hum of LED panels, I saw it all clearly. 6 years of traded memories, burned weekends, whispered excuses, all for a title that was never mine. The bitterness curled cold in my chest, heavier than any dashboard, sharper than any deadline. I wondered if the woman staring back at me in the darkened screen was someone Noah could still admire, because the truth was undeniable. Every sacrifice I made was for a promise that never existed. The office was silent when I left my desk, silence heavier than noise. It was past 10:30 p.m., long after the cleaning crew had gone and the lights dimmed. My shoes tapped softly against the marble floor as I walked toward the break room for a cup of stale green tea I didn't want. That's when I heard it, low voices spilling into the empty hallway like smoke. Derek. I froze near the glass corridor to his office. His door wasn't fully shut. The acoustics carried secrets too well. "She'll never cause trouble," Derek said casually, almost amused. "Avery's solid, reliable, but she needs the paycheck and Ethan's family." The words hit like stones in my stomach. Another voice, deeper and older, probably Richard from corporate. "Sure she won't push back? She's been here 6 years. Derek laughed, a soft, dismissive sound scraping like sandpaper. "She won't, she can't afford to. Single mom, big bills. She'll stay in line." My nails dug crescents into my palms, every syllable another twist of the knife. Then came the part that stole my breath. Then Derek added, "She'll train him better than anyone, confidently. Hell, she'll make him look good doing it." Something in me snapped, not with fury that shouts, but a quiet, permanent click. 6 years of carrying this company like a second spine, missing birthdays, skipping holidays, giving everything, believing loyalty meant something, reduced to a line item on his predictable list. I stood for maybe 30 seconds, LED hum loud in my ears, pulse hammering. My hands trembled, but vision sharpened in a way that almost scared me. "They think I'm broken," I whispered to the empty hallway. My reflection stared back, bright-eyed and unblinking. "They're wrong." I turned, walked away silently, leaving Derek to his lies. With every step toward my desk, the anger settled. Not fire, but steel, cold, deliberate, unbending. In that moment, I knew something Derek didn't. Nothing in this building would ever own me again. Rain tapped against the windshield like impatient fingers as I sat in my car, the instrument panel glowing 9:15 p.m. My hands clenched the steering wheel until my knuckles went white. My phone buzzed in the console. Noah. I hesitated before answering, forcing the tremor out of my voice. "Hey, honey." "Mom, are you okay? You didn't text after your meeting." I watched the raindrops race down the windshield, blurring the world outside.